I remembered to press the go live button, but I accidentally left my microphone set to the thingy. It was set to mute. Let me just twist it. Huh. It feels like it's too sensitive today. Is it too sensitive today? It feels like it's just peaking a little too much. I hope this feels a little better. And I want to say hello to everyone. To Doug Jeffries for coming in immediately when it started. This is going to be a fun stream to me because I'm actually working on still the Sunray. And I've pre-recorded some snippets and clips. I've accidentally did not record part of it. And at the end, I'm going to show off what it looks like and all that fun stuff. But what in the world are we talking about? I'm John. I've been working for Second Dynasty for a long time, which makes 3D printable spaceships. And now I'm making my own larger ship and smaller ship. I'm focusing on the smaller ship right now. Okay. Kate Saber, hello, I'm glad. Good to see you. You look like Superman. That's good volume. Thank you, Doug Jeffries. Yeah, listen as you go. We're going to talk a little bit more. This is a focus stream with pre-recorded stuff. I find it so much easier. I stole it from Kathy Millett modeling. It makes it easy. So let's talk about this 28mm scale 3D printable starship in FDM. A lot of weird acronyms. We're going to go into the first part. So I always do it in little chunks. And this first stop is the top detail. You can see this is the Sunray. This is playing at double speed. You can see my keyboard commands in the bottom, this corner, that I don't know which, that's left. It's bottom left. And you'll notice a bunch of Shift and F13s, function 13. That is just my caps lock key. I don't like using my middle mouse button, so I've rebound caps lock to function 13. Then function 13 acts like a middle click. The first step is we're going to do some front detail, and I originally started with the, there's two different ways to draw lines on surfaces. One is annotations, and the other is the grease pencil. I forget often and use annotations, but they're really not great. They're kind of like a second class in Blender. You don't have a good undo. They don't act really easy to work with, and they're hard to edit. And instead, I switched over to grease pencil, and we're just going to be drawing a few lines. I'm also wanting to tweak how the wings look in, because before they were clipping into that top section, it just looked really bad. I hope everyone else has been having a wonderful week. And we have only, how many videos do we have today? Let me go check. We have only 4 videos because of John's error. Oh. Thank you. I think I was playing some men's piano. I forgot that it was recording audio, and I have now fixed it. Thank you for telling me, Doug Jeffries. What was it that I don't remember what was originally playing, but it was like playing something. Oh well. Men's piano play has a bunch of relaxing music. She does covers of Taylor Swift. She has like a whole thing about songs you'll love. I can't remember everything she does. And I appreciate you telling me, Doug. This top detail paneling is, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not going so great. In fact, I'm struggling to figure out how to do the panel lines. Let me just check something. And I don't know if I even end up doing the bolts in the end. I think I actually give up and pause for a moment and then go back to other stuff. There are many ways you can do panel lines, and this one I'm actually just modeling it in. Then double speed piano started. Sorry about that. I do forget to turn off audio during recording. I think later on I remember to turn it off in like a second video, but it's already too late. Sorry about that. Oh, I want to show you my shirt while I still have a chance. Someone gave this to me as a gift, and I thought it was neat. It's little bookies. It's that weird gigantic Texas, well, originally only in Texas gas station, the world's longest car wash, stuff like that. Someone came by, well, actually, someone who lives real close said, "Hey, have this." So I was like, "That's cool." Last time I went to Buc-ee's, it was too busy. I didn't even go in. The top detail paneling, that is now done for that section, and I decided not to continue it all the way down the line because I felt it's already getting broken up. When we tried the second one, and when you get it wrong, when you have it set to no longer be manifold, it messes up and goes through, it just kind of acts real wonky. Let me see, I think I messed up somewhere around here. I can never remember. Oh, I remember what I did. I said I don't like how it's messing with the curve. Because when you do paneling as part of the model, it messes with how it does the curving. So instead I make a duplicate and create it from its own curves, which is actually a pretty easy way to handle it. It's generally accurate, though I do make a mistake later and try a different method, which we'll talk about in a moment. Well, like 10 minutes from now. I think I originally was trying to do the curve function, and it turned out to be a bad idea. Don't work with curves, kids. Work with meshes. They're easier. Jeffrey Jedi, hello. You sneaked into the Discord. Oh, I want to share, there's a lot of polls that happen in the Discord that determine things about the Sunray, so do consider joining. When we get more, if I get more people viewing during the live streams, I'll start including more polls then. Until that time, they're going to stay in the Discord, and I generally have a poll once per week based on the actions of the last stream. And in fact, there is a poll coming for the top paneling, which we'll get into in a moment. This is using a curves to tubes modifier, which is, I think, new in Blender 5. Oh, just 5, I think. But now there's another one. It's coming out in Blender 5 point something. I don't remember. I think it's new. But I haven't downloaded it yet because I always wait a little bit. And I hope the delay is better because someone said before it's like 15 seconds of delay between when someone says something and when I respond. I dropped it to low latency, which I'm hoping creates a better feeling to people. I hope it's able to respond, that I'm able to respond a little quicker. All we're doing is making sure this paneling here just feels good. And seems much better today. Good. How long did it take to respond to that? Because I read it pretty quick. When you do, this is an interesting bug. You can see when I go into the 3D X-ray mode, whenever the curves are overlapping like this, it creates some weird geometry. So all I'm doing is cleaning it up and then setting it to mirror. I think originally I tried to self-fix and I'm like, nah, just do some symmetrize. Also, let me know if I'm talking too quick, because I'm trying to have some banter, some discussion. Good, 3 to 4 seconds isn't that bad. I hope. Maybe it's a little bad. I think this is when I switched over, yeah, to just, like, I wasn't happy with how it was going. It's not awful. Wow, thanks. That's glowing from you, Doug. It's sad. Usually Sugar's here, but he's not going to be here today, I suppose. I accidentally deleted something that I didn't realize I deleted. I realized it way later. I have to open up another version of this. And you might not see the comments immediately. Though I am looking just at the chat, and my left eye is like looking at what I'm kind of working on. This is not how Ben does it, because I love manifold booleans. They only work, of course, when it's manifold. In fact, I forget and accidentally leave some spots not manifold. And so you'll notice the moment I try to apply it, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, this is where I accidentally make it non-manifold. Don't mean to. But I apply it, and I think everything's going great. I feel like I'm doing a good job. And I think I try to hide it, and it doesn't work. And I realize the issue. Actually, it tells you in the modifier menu that it's not manifold when you try to apply. I'm immediately remarking on the comments you've made. I'm going pretty quick. I think I am. What was I doing here? I don't even remember. This is earlier today. How can I still remember that? I think I'm just cleaning up details. And we're actually almost out of time on this particular video. I am trying to work through it, and I've done 15 minutes of work, which is what I normally do when I'm trying to be in a hurry. And I realize I'm just nowhere near done. And that's set up for the next segment. Let's load it up. We're going to go to bottom bump. We're resuming right where we left off. I'm going to leave those top details alone, and this time I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I know it's a belly sitter, which means there's no landing gear. I just need to make sure whatever I design is not too thick and heavy, because it's going to mess with how that ramp on that door works. The steeper the ramp gets, the worse it is for just, I want to have like almost, the most I'm going to do is camper stairs. And camper stairs are pretty steep. Maybe give the wing tips the same point as the tail. The tail is going to get the same tip as the wing tips. It's just the tail hasn't been worked on. What was I do? Oh, I was fiddling. This is why I like grease pencil. You don't have to be, it feels like drawing like a kid. I'm very bad. It looks like a bed right now. There, now it doesn't. Now it looks like someone with abs. A very creepy thing. But it's a good idea, Jeff. They should match. I will play with the idea of now you're making me one second guess myself. One of the two needs to match. And I've decided to do the RCS thrusters on the back part instead of detail. Now here's what I'm trying to make I make a mistake. I try to include this stuff as actually part of the base geometry of the model, and it just messes with so much. And it turns out to be a large waste of time. I wasn't happy with it. I didn't think it worked well, and it took me so much time. In fact, I believe, yeah, this one was like a 30-minute session, and no, it was overtime. That's all I remember. Kept going over time, so I had to change how I do my timing schedule. Oh, I'm still really enjoying I'm not going to say its name right. Pomotroid. Gets out of the way, does its little chime. It's a timer that you can set where you get, from mine, I've set it to 20 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break. And it does that 4 times. And on the 4th break, instead of 5 minutes of break, you get 15. Do keep suggestions like that coming because I appreciate them, Jeff. I don't know where I'm going with this particular model and I'm just not liking it. I think I undo all of it. Yep. All that work just undone. Ooh. I should have played this one even faster speed than twice speed. I think I'm just kind of I'm out of it today. I worked till midnight, no, until 1 yesterday. Then went straight into work in the morning. I still need to get on, for Second Dynasty, I need to get a post out to the tribes saying what they got last month. I still haven't figured out where the Sunwell is going to fit. Is it going to be a Second Dynasty ship and be part of one of their Kickstarters and be one of my own Kickstarters? But for now, I just have to focus on having fun with it. And this is a lot easier for me not to worry about where the geometry is on the subdivision and just sketch out my individual little faces here. I think I also adjust some of the angling too. Yeah, there we go. Could have sworn I adjusted the front one. Yeah, people talk on the Discord, and I told them it would be this week. But Saturday counts as part of this week, too. Mm-hmm. Hmm. And people talked about the quail pata. Oh, and people are saying that's the April. I can't be responsible. I'm currently I'm looking at the Discord and I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, it's not related to the stream. Why are we looking at it? I still after the stream have to go do that. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to it. Got to get little graphics done, and still haven't done all the releases, which is we're in 20th of March now. Hmm. Actually, we do have all the releases done. Enough about that. This is the RCS. I'm gonna get back to discussing what the video is about. These are the RCS thrusters, and I decided to add this little weird paneling thing around them. I think it adds something to it. Helps sell it better than just a random circular socket just kind of sitting around. I think I do it for all of them. Yeah. I accidentally set it to this weird project mode where how you move your mouse determines where it's going to project to. It was weird. I was never used to this. And I was trying to figure out what I did wrong. And it's just because I forgot to click face. I clicked project instead. That's all. It's a weird mode. I don't quite understand it. Oh. The funny part to me is no matter what I do, I always readjust it to what I prefer anyway. I think I finally figured out the weird projection issue. Makes it like it's on a gimbal. Yeah, it does she help make it feel like it's an adjustable one. Is it adjustable? No. But it sure does make it look like it is. I think it makes it also feel a less I'm more into these smaller shows than the big ships right now, space issues. I understand that. I don't even keep the ships when I'm done. Don't tell Ben. I throw them away. I test print. I made like the Lixpada, test printed it, assembled it, looked at it, and said, okay, that's nice. Mm. I didn't print the whole entire ship, just the new parts to make sure they all fit together. I didn't do the rear section or anything, so it was only really half the ship. Still, feels kind of bad. It doesn't feel like something that Ben would do. What am I doing here? This is wasting time here. I think I actually set up a new one, and I even make that material color. I think I call it black, and it's not black. It's like this weird dark brown purple. Jeffrey, how do you store all your ships and such? How do you keep everything? Try to be still show it off, or do you have to rotate what's going to be shown? You just the type M from oh, I know you actually give me the hint. It's GA. What's it? Games Art? Games Art by Philip. Good think on that. I have isn't the type M like massive? He was he was actually I saw the Kickstarter and it was so oh, we're on the third video. Let's go to it. We're gonna go to now those front panels. You might notice I've already redone the canopy, but the front panels are just kind of all over the place. It's yeah, the Type M is massive. You have a couple plastic shelving units and they go to a tub after a while. Wonder how the ship feels when it goes to the tub. Those little front, those stripes with the bumps have been there for a while now, and I decided I really need to adjust them and make them follow in a way that makes more sense. They were, I think, among one of the first parts that have been modeled. Well, art correction. They're one of the oldest untouched items in the package. The Type L is deeper but same footprint. Oh, it's just more floors. Okay. That top little bar, I accidentally wiped it away. I didn't mean to, but that's where I'm going to put our um, things. It's where I'm going to make it to fit. On these, you need to do a little bit of a limited dissolve just because there's too many little tiny points that are just kind of randomly placed everywhere, and they mess with how it interprets. And I still think I haven't figured out this method of doing it just right yet, but I'm getting closer. There's so much noise. Outside. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. All these are just extrusions and then adjusting the angle. I don't think I even get the correct angle the first time I did this, but I did finally remember to use the, oh no, I still did it this old-fashioned way. I used to do that all the time where you just select two and you just do the press then hold the F key to make them continuously make faces. I know a better way and I just don't use it very often. That's when I realized I accidentally deleted the bar and I tried to undo it. I'm like, this is pointless. And I load up a previous version just to grab the part I need. Don't know why I'm sitting there just staring at a recent file screen. Oh. And there is our first Boolean and the paneling. But that paneling makes this area no longer palatable to me. I don't like how it's coming across, so I decided to redo this finally and go with a split there, obeying where it's going to be cut. That's actually also where it's going to literally be two separate pieces, because then I don't have to worry about the canopy printing. The canopy just prints as is. It's a very convenient cut line, is what I'm saying. And you don't have to do supports that way. So I'm not adverse to supports like Second Dynasty has been. I think supports are a useful tool in 3D printing. If I was redoing this, I would not have done what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to like stretch it and place it. It's a very inaccurate way of doing things, and I have to redo a lot from trying to be quick. I should instead have done a new vertex and just done a face snap and placed them where they looked good on the face. Lessons learned. It would have made it more accurate. It would have been faster. It would have been easier. And it wouldn't require so much eyeballing. And at first I think I went with a 3 split. It was a bad idea. And then I tried to do the bridge edge loop thing with the multi-cuts, and it does, I don't even know. More haste, less speed. That doesn't make any sense. I think I finally settled on doing 5 instead of 3, which you'll see in the final model when this part's done. Now then you add manual support. That makes sense. I wish that they made it a little easier to add support sometimes. For example, help you know where you need supports. Sometimes it just tells you detected a cantilever. It doesn't tell you what layer. It does tell you what part. And then you just have to scrub through, and some parts have like, 1,000 layers. So I'm searching and searching and eventually find the cantilever. And then I'm like, that could print, or that does need to be adjusted. I wish it could just jump you to the layer with the issue. It seems like they should be able to at this point. Showing off my dresser. Oh, feels good to put your feet up and just relax while you watch your previous self work. And this is where, I'm using the sculpting tools, even though it's super low poly. I find sculpting tools easier for my brain to work with. I'm not having to think about what vertex I'm grabbing. More haste, less speed. If you rush something, it takes longer than it would have done if you've taken the time to do it properly the first time. Yeah, I can go with that. Sometimes I'm trying to get it out, get it finished. Here's another example where I should have just redone it, but I didn't. But in the end, I didn't mind it as bad. I kind of went with it. There's a certain look to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I still don't have all the paneling I want, and I think I take a pause. I'm scrolling through the Discord, too, trying to find an image. I had sent somebody a sketch of where I put panel lines in, and then I deleted the image from my computer in haste. Yeah. It's a good idea to stop being so hasty. Sometimes I even close my eyes when I'm trying to do sometimes I'm drawing and I'm trying to be quick. and I literally close my eyes so I don't worry about what the line looks like. And then I move on. In the end, I always have to redo those lines or smooth them or post process them, and it takes so much effort. Oh, oh man, but I am absolutely sleepy. I'm trying a new process where I use the bisect tool. I wish I had this one. I'm actually going to redo later because I don't like how it came out, and I think I have an idea that will feel good. So I'm going to work on that a little bit later. Yeah, that's some of it. Because all this weirdness is from trying to do edge looping when you don't really know the exact spot. I should have done 3 different bisects or 3 different planes all set up correctly, and then did the math from there. It would have been a lot easier. Do you think the real tail could raise up along with the wings extending? Yeah, it could. There is actually space for a mechanism to lift, but I'll look how much I can lift it. That's a neat idea, Jeff. I'm actually gonna write that down. It make I don't want to use my computer to type this out. Sunray. Tail, raise, and lower. Because it does dock on the back side of the Stillhet, which is still that's temporary name. Okay, here's why I didn't like this paneling. I want to talk about this paneling. It just makes a super tiny panel. I didn't think about the angle better. It's not even what I originally drew. I should have done my line work first, then be able to know where my cut lines were. And I'm trying to salvage it right now, but failing. Oh, we only have one more video after this one, and this one's nearing the end of what it's trying to accomplish. I think about a minute. And you can see things are improving along the way. You see the little cuts in the right spot. That second cut bothers me so much. I'm inspecting how it's built because I'm thinking something doesn't feel right. And I am correct. This doesn't feel right. And it's because it doesn't account properly for the mesh of what it's going to. And you can't just always follow the same rule of thumb of 45, because sometimes if, for example, the mesh goes beyond a 45 angle in that spot, you'll create weird ridge lines that are not good. And that's what's caused here. And I'm going to retweak the front line entirely, and the middle line's just going to get a minor tweak to be what was intended. I think I even put, front. Oh, yeah, this would be intake and RCS, but we didn't get the chance to do that. Let's go to our final video on 4. We only have what are we doing? We're doing the top detail again. We're back to loop around. I wasn't happy with the top detail. And I'm not happy with the front panel, so I'm putting it for later, I guess. This time I almost start thinking about doing it in the geometry, but I've corrected myself, and then I make just simple boxes instead. In the end, I think it's a lot easier when you have independent little objects that you manipulate. I'm trying to figure out how much I can raise that wing by. It doesn't actually collide with that giant weird cone. That's just a Boolean helper, a clearance helper. I love that you suggested that, Jeff. The making that one go up will be cool. I don't even think I put it in my notes to do the design on it. I think it's missing. I need to put that down. I believe if I launch Blender, it automatically moves to it. Tail detail is missing. So I haven't even done the detail pass on it. Yeah, this made the stream really worth it because I'm getting free modeling ideas. That's the only reason I talk to you guys now. I shouldn't even joke like that. It's rude. Mm. Oh. I also would love. Don't forget, you can actually help with the Discord by joining, and then you can vote in polls. There's gonna be a poll again later today, probably. Hmm. And I also have, yeah. What's going on here? I was going to originally do like venting here, but I still go with venting, but I changed how I do it because it didn't feel right. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And I end up doing this offset venting system. Is there a way to speed this up more? I'm going to see if there's... Nope. Actually, wait. Let's see. If I type in 300... Nope, it doesn't take 300. It's stuck capped at 200%. Because it's already to speed. It's just for ideas. Ooh. With the new array line modifier, I actually struggle a little bit in getting it precise. I don't know if that's just me, though. What would you guys prefer, fellow humans, prefer for the Sunray? Should I release it as a Kickstarter on its own? Should I release it with a larger ship, like the Stillhet, and then release it on Kickstarter? Should I do a My Mini Factory Frontiers? There's a lot of options here that to be able to sell it, and I don't know what my price point is yet, even. I mean, we don't have all the idea of what's going to be in it yet, so you can't set a price. But there's so many different options for how to... This is the part I struggle with, is the marketing. Here we are. I prefer this offset feel. I feel I've seen this before in a real event. Because the intention of this area is to allow, to avoid forces, air in that wing, the spot where the wing is deployed from, as a huge area of weird airflows. And I want to make it to where there's like an idea that the designer thought about that. And there's a vented area right back there to allow the airflow to reduce the turbulence that's caused from that. You like Frontier for just the sun? Oh, you're saying is it just for the Sunray, or if it also came with the Stillhet? The Stillhet's the size of like a chimera. It's a Shergirl. You've been here now. I would missed you. This is still playing with stuff and getting it ready. I'm realizing I didn't really like the original colors. But we're getting much closer to a design I'm happy with at this point. I could do a Frontier. That would be reasonable. I had work pinking the brain stuff. Pinky. I don't know what to suggest release of Stillhet / Sunray. There's a lot of options. I also could avoid my manufacturer because my manufacturer charges a monthly fee for access to Frontiers and everything else. It's actually more expensive than just doing Kickstarter on your own site. I don't have any problem with my manufacturers. So I don't earn enough to make it worth my while to keep a subscription at this point. It's like $100 a month for the studio, and I think the beginner can't even use Frontiers, like the entry level one. You have to get the more expensive one. I feel like Kickstarter is best for really big things. What are we gonna do today, brain? I can't do the character's voice. All this detailing. And we need one more little panel. I think this is the top now makes sense to me. Kickstarter used to be about getting projects over the hump. That used to be. Now you have to have them done pretty much. It's just marketing at this point. Which is a shame, because it does make sense to have it be, you know, its own little... You get to do something fun. Kickstarter, yeah, it's in the name! I'm not saying that word. You'd think they would keep to that idea, but now it's all marketing people. Products that already have tons of manufacturing, like what was it? There was a sander that does this motion instead of spinning, instead of orbital, and it was got a huge thing, but they already had a huge production line in China ready and going, and cheap mass marketing starter didn't test well with the focus group. I don't have a problem with that sander. It looks neat. I just was like, why are you doing a Kickstarter? You already have everything ready. And here's a quick one. Just turn off the edge there, and we have our 3 lines. This is at nearing the end of our stream. Let's take a look at the real ship. In fact, I think I'm doing it right now. My brain is like going to talk, and okay, there we go. Oh, I can't see OBS now. Ah, there we go. Here it is right now, as it currently stands. I feel it's getting a lot closer. What do you guys think? Everything is almost where we need to land the launch. Is legit, I guess. You need to make sure there's enough people wanting to purchase it. That's some Z fighting I need to fix. I'm getting pretty happy with this. This is getting closer to what I want. I still need paneling on the main body. Base shape looks good here. Thank you. There's no landing gear brake. Correct. It is a belly sitter. It just like lands on its belly and goes, I'm done. The wings go back in. Please say hi. Hi, Jesse. I appreciate you letting the look of it. You just need to crash it into the mic after a test sprint. That sounds good. And also whoosh noises. Absolutely. I'm going to continue working on this. Thank you, guys. Fellow humans. It's nice that you like the look of it. The tail needs to be finished up. I love the suggestion on making the tail. I need to make the tail closer in shape to these. Our something needs to change about the tail. I think the tail model is still, yeah, if you look at the tail model, it's this. This is the oldest shape in the, it's just a generated quick test. And I'm going to switch to brown with the things, and then that'll be such a neat, I love the idea of like, it goes up like, how far can we go up? No, we can't actually lift it because we will collide with so many objects. Try to avoid making the engine look like a poop from under the tail. What? It's an engine. It looks like an engine. It's just brown. That's not nice. What could I'll think about how to make this look more like an engine. Or I might actually make it, I don't know what I want to do. But here's where we're at. We're going to keep playing with it. We're going to adjust this paneling up front. Oh, you're just saying color? Yeah, we can do color. Thing like that. Does that feel any better to you? And we'll also do, I don't need shade auto smooth. And this is going to be that dark. It was originally called dark gray, but I'm switching out the colors to, yeah, silver. Much less that. I'm sorry that it looked like excrement. But there. Silver it is. I was trying to keep the colors down. Now I have to buy silver when I print it. Ugh. No, I'll paint it. I'll just paint it silver. I'm too cheap to buy colors. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget, check out the Discord, link below. There's no Kickstarter, nothing else, other action items. I'm going to think about what I can pull today. And that's it. See you later.